Gen X can't afford to delay retirement planning any longer. If you're in your late 40s, 50s, or even early 60s, you're in a unique and honestly pretty challenging stage of life. You may have 10, 15, even 20 years left before retirement, but for a lot of Gen Xers I meet with, it doesn't feel like there's time. There's just too much going on right now. There are a ton of reasons why it feels this way. And to name a couple, you might be financially supporting aging parents, still helping your kids pay for college, or even just trying to get them launched. The cost of living is up. Maybe you've got a mortgage or you're trying to pay off debt while still putting something away for the future. So, understandably, retirement planning often takes a back seat. The temptation is to wait, to delay, to push that conversation until life settles down. But here's what I will say: time is one of your most valuable assets that you still have, and waiting too long could cost you. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Daniel Miller, and I'm a financial advisor who helps families steward their wealth with purpose and generosity. If you're cautious, even skeptical about investing or financial advisors, you're not alone, and there's no wonder why. You've lived through some serious market disruptions: the dot-com crash in 2000, financial crisis in '08, COVID drop in 2020, volatility in '22, and now a very uncertain landscape in 2025. And these experiences leave a lasting impression. Add that to a healthy skepticism of financial institutions. You've seen headlines, and maybe you've had a negative experience, or you've seen others burned by poor advice. It's reasonable to be cautious. But even with all of that, and maybe because of all that, now is the time to get clear on your retirement path. You might not be able to control the market, or inflation, or your kids' tuition costs, or even healthcare prices. But you can control what you do next. If you've built up some retirement assets, even if it's not where you hoped it would be, the good news is you still likely have time. And the power of time combined with smart, intentional planning can make a big difference. Now, that doesn't mean drastic changes. It doesn't mean trying to beat the market or chase risky returns. Often, small strategic tweaks in how you're allocated, how much you're saving, or how you're managing risk can compound over time in powerful ways. For example, a 1% increase in your annual return might not sound like much, but over 20 years, that's not a 20% boost. It can mean significantly more depending on how it compounds and how consistently you apply it. Of course, investment returns are not guaranteed and they will vary, but the point is, small changes can have a really big impact when given time. So, what does a financial planning conversation actually look like? Here's where I think many Gen Xers get stuck. They've never actually sat down with a financial advisor, or at least not recently. So they don't know what the meeting would even look like. It's not about handing your money over to someone and hoping for the best. A good advisor should sit down with you, understand your goals, evaluate your current situation, and build a personalized plan. That plan should show you where you're at currently, where you're headed, and what changes might help you get closer to where you want to be. It's a before and after kind of exercise. Not a promise, not a guarantee, but a clear picture of where you stand and what's possible with a few adjustments. You deserve that clarity even if you're not ready to take action today. Even if you're still working through fear of the markets or mistrust of institutions, and even if you're busy with 100 other responsibilities. So here's my encouragement to you: don't let delay be the reason you miss out on better options. Don't assume you'll figure it out later, and don't underestimate how valuable it is to simply start the conversation. Reach out to someone independent, competent, and transparent. Someone who's not tied to pushing products, but who's focused on planning. Ideally, look for a fee-based advisor or someone who operates as a fiduciary so you know your interests are front and center. If that's a conversation I can help with, I'd be honored. My role isn't to sell you anything, it's to sit down, get to know your situation, and help you explore what's possible with the time you still have. The biggest mistake I see is people waiting too long to take that first step. So don't wait. Reach out, schedule a quick call, and let's walk through where you are now and where you could go from here.